Yeah, it's a lovely day today. It's about 16 degrees, but I've got to light the fire to cure all of the cream polish and the paint on the float. So yeah, we're going to sweat it out today. Great day for heating, eh? Because we're doing the central heating as well. So right, what have we got? So we've got the 4 radiators. They all need valves on. These are the pipes. That is the hot water feed and that is a hot water return. At the moment, they're just capped off. We've done this on the snatch. There is water in these pipes. I think that's the John Guest fitting, but we're using HEP 2.0. We'll come to that in a minute. So that we're going to have to cut this off, this 22 on the snatch, and put a 22 to 15, which was on there originally anyway. So yeah, so we've got to do that and let a little bit of water out, because let me show you where the header tank is. Now here is the header tank, and I don't know if you can see in there, but it is quite nasty. So at the moment we've been careful not to drain the central heating dry, even though we've removed all the pipe work, just been locking the water in. So I've got to get that drained out just below that fitting, and then we're going to undo this and remove this and give it a good scrub and then get it back in, and then we're going to start on the central heating on the pipe work. So we're going to do some plastic piping today. There's a few different brands. The original central heating, it was made up of a variety of the speed flip, the speed flow, HEP 2.0. It was just all oddments. It was weird, and all the pipe was curly, and the tails from the radiator did not fall vertical to the floor. They came at a slight angle because the boxing in, they didn't account for the tumble down of the wall. So the tails were just slightly leaning in, and it just made your eyes go funny because it obviously weren't 90 degrees to the floor. So that's what we're going to deal with today. Here's what I'm going with. It's the HEP 2.0 push fit system. They're all much of a muchness. What's pushed me towards this, basically it's a 50-year guarantee. You pay a little bit more, but not much, to be honest. Also, the fittings are quite slimline. This is a slimline range. This is a JG Speed Fit, it's just a stop end. That is for a 15mm pipe. This is for a 15mm pipe. But yeah, it's a little bit bigger, that, and I've got to consider that because we're going to have something, the pipe work's going to be pretty close together. Right, so isolation valves are going to go on very first before any of the water gets to the radiators. So at any time in the future I want to isolate the central heating, I can just simply turn the water feed and return on and off with one of them. So that they're going on first. I've got the 22 to step down to a 15. So I think what we'll do, we'll go with that one, a little bit of pipe, and then put the isolation valve on, and then I can use this as a tap just to drain that header tank a little bit, to empty it so I can clean it. And right, here's the pipe. Now you can buy it on like a reel, a 25 metre I think it is. Hey, it's fairly cheap. It's not expensive buying it like this, to be honest. It's only like £8 a length, 3 metre length or whatever. But yeah, the big coils of it, they're great when you're messing about in a loft space or underneath your living room floor. But on a narrowboat, it's just going to uncoil. There's going to be pipe everywhere. It's going to be awful. Plus, I want to keep it fairly straight. I don't really want any kinks in it. So I want to keep it as straight as possible because we're boxing it in, and I don't want the boxing to be massive. So we've got radiator valves, we've got all the T-pieces, we've got a drain down valve. We've got 2 drain down valves. I'm going to fit these right at the far end, at the end of the run. So in the future, if I want to drain the system down, I can do quite easily. Be able to shut off with the isolation valves before the radiators, and at the end of the radiators, got some drain down valves. So they're going on. We have the most important part of any kind of push fit fitting is a proper cutter. It's so easy, pipe slice, and you get a dead straight. You're doing it with a hat, it's just a nightmare. And the inserts, now the HEP 2.0 inserts are metal, and they have these little teeth on. Don't know if you can see them little teeth there. You put that in, and that supports the pipe from the inside, stops it deforming, so you can connect it to compression and things like that. I'm not going to show you how to do it on this piece because when they go in, they ain't coming out. They will grip that. Also on the HEP 2.0, they've got these little pimples on the end. I don't know if you can see them, they've got some little pimples there. And the idea being there that when it goes into the joint and you turn the pipe, you'll feel it doing like a little rumble on the end of the fitting. It's to indicate that it's gone all the way in. Done me 22 to 15 and then an isolation valve that is switched off, so I can just connect to that now and open up. I'm going to do the same thing here on the return, which is 15 mil. Your cutter, okay, just in case. Get a bowl because there will be a little bit of water. Look at this, look where it's just, I'm just wiped that, it's splashing and wiped it. It's supposed to be scrubbable, that paint. It's not good, is it? It's got to have another coat anyway, so I'm not panicking. Right, here we go then. So I don't want all these fittings next to each other because you can make it really bulky, so we'll get this one, yeah, we'll get this one out here. See there, yeah. Right, here we go then. Here we go. Turn the valve off, and in it goes. That's it. Here we go. We're good to go here, aren't we? It's terrible, that, isn't it? Wow, look at that. What the fuck's happened there? Right, okay. There's nothing I can do about that now, is there? Yeah. Right, seriously gotta look at this paint. It's supposed to be scrubbable. It's not been primed. I was hoping to get away with that. Right, so I'm going to have to give all that a light sanding over and redone anyway. Wife's the painter, I will let her know. So right, we're good to go there now. We've got the isolation valves on and I can just add on to them and when we're all ready we can open them up. Right, radiator valve fitting time now. I'm going to listen to the radio, which YouTube will copyright strike me, so the easiest solution is a time lapse. So I'll get your tune on. We're doing all right. You see how you get the pipe tails vertical? You can adjust this, obviously. Twists as that. So even though the radiator is actually at 93 degrees because of the tumble down, the tails are still going to be vertical. So when they enter the boxing, and they've got a silver rad snap on, it's all going to be square off the floor. Should get the pipes under there. So we're having a new door frame. And this one here, both the pipes just sneaking through that little hole there. I'm just going to cut that off there. Just going to cut that out. Just give me a bit so I can have the pipes nice and tidy side by side. So right, crack on. So we've got pipework in for 3. But I thought I could use the old valves for the towel rail, but they're a bit knackered. So I'm going to pick up another set tomorrow just for the final one. So what I've done now, I do need to prove this. So I've got the drain down valves on, just on some straight connectors just for now. Temporarily, this is just so that I can fill the pipe with water, check for leaks, and then one by one we're going to open the bleed valves and the main valves of the radiator and start filling them up with water. Make sure that we've not got any leaks. So here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can see a puddle of water already. Not a good start. Yeah, a bit of a mess here, aren't we? Okay. Oh, weren't in enough. Idiot. Right. Try again. So the pipe is now full of water. That's okay now. I've not fitted that properly, had I? Let's go and have a look in the tank. Yes, it's taken quite a bit now already, so I'm going to fill this up again and then we'll make a start on one of the radiators. Full. Okay, check the tank again. Do 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 do. What we got in there? About 2/3 full again. About 3 litres in there. Hello, right, just having a little tidy up and taking the boat out for a few days from tomorrow. So here's the central heating. It is all complete now. Yes, I know about that. Got some touching up to do here. Yeah, but it's all in. Finished about a week ago. We've had it on, we've run it a few times. There is no leaks, no drips. No, we're all good. When it gets warm, it turns to spaghetti and spills out everywhere. But don't forget, we are boxing in. And that is one of the next jobs, to be honest. It also needs clipping down. Now the Hep2O manufacturers, they make this really, really good PDF instruction book. It covers all sizes and every aspect that you'd ever need to know. And according to that, the spacing is not closer than 60mm to a joint, and then 30cm. So we're going to clip all these in, and that's the end of the central heating.